group of monsters was rapidly closing in on the carriage, but the man was completely unaware. Just as he was about to water the tree, the horse behind him suddenly got spooked and bolted. Jack instantly realized something was wrong. He hurriedly chased after the carriage, but by this time, the monsters had already caught up. Just as he was about to be bitten by a monster, Jack finally managed to jump onto the carriage. He immediately pulled down the rope above his head. It turned out this was no ordinary carriage. It was equipped with a 5-speed transmission system, but unfortunately, even when Jack shifted to the fastest gear, the carriage still couldn't shake off the monsters behind. Jack leaned out to check the situation when suddenly a monster lunged at him. Fortunately, he dodged in time and narrowly escaped. Jack realized he couldn't just sit there waiting for disaster. He immediately grabbed his hunting rifle and climbed onto the roof. However, just as Jack pulled the trigger, the terrifying monster suddenly turned into a cloud of smoke. Jack instantly realized they weren't ordinary creatures. Realizing he was no match for the monsters, he could only drive the carriage toward the nearest village. Little did he know, Jack was about to face something even more terrifying than the monsters. Soon, the out-of-control carriage rushed into the village. The villagers were thrown into panic by this sudden turn of events. Jack hurriedly explained that he was a tourist and claimed he had been chased by monsters. After learning the truth, the village chief wasn't angry at all. Instead, he even prepared a lavish feast to host Jack. Jack thought he had encountered kind people, but just as he put a dumpling in his mouth, Jack suddenly felt something wasn't right about the taste. These dumplings seemed to have a life of their own. He quickly spat out the dumpling. Jack was horrified to discover the dumpling had turned into a monster. Before he could recover from the shock, the villagers beside him instantly transformed into terrifying monsters. Jack was petrified. He quickly closed his eyes, trying to wake himself up. But when Jack opened his eyes again, he found that nothing had changed. Jack realized this wasn't a dream. He quickly hid under the table, but soon Jack was surrounded by monsters. At this critical moment, Jack suddenly remembered that drawing a circle with chalk could ward off demons, so he immediately drew a circle on the floor. To his surprise, the demons actually stopped their attack. Just as Jack thought he had escaped disaster, the old man beside him suddenly transformed into a girl. She immediately summoned countless demons. In just a few seconds, Jack's surroundings instantly turned into hell on earth.